All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to get started with the posting of the colors. Before we do that, I'd like to introduce Sam Hiller from the Lake Forest Fire Department. She is going to be singing the national anthem. And with that, honor guard, on your command.
And carry, raise. Forward, arc. Left, right, left, all out, left, left, right,
Everybody, and welcome to our 25th anniversary of the First Responders Expo. I'd like to thank the members of the committee, which are made up of police, fire, and Gurnee Mills representatives that put this all together. So again, maybe we can get a round of applause for all of those committee members. And I'd also like to take the opportunity here to thank ATI Restoration and Superior Metro Paramedic Services for their donation towards the 9/11 Foundation here that brought the 9/11 Never Forget semi-unit here. So again, thank you very much, and I'm going to turn this over to Chief Smith.
Thank you, Fred. Again, thank you again for being here. My name is Brian Smith. I have the honor of being the Chief of Police here in Gurnee, and also serving as the current president of the Lake County Chiefs of Police Association. And this is a joint event, so thank you to the Lake County Fire Chiefs for allowing the Lake County Police Chiefs to join them last year and continuing on this year. And so thank you again for all being here. A couple of notes I just want to comment, as this is the final day of National Police Week. Wednesday was National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and so on behalf of all the police officers around the country, you know, I'd like to thank you for the, I knew that was going to happen. All right, I'm going to start over with a joke to try and distract you. So for those of you that know me, they always ask how things are going, and I mentioned it's great. It's always 70 and sunny in Gurnee. And so I want to apologize because I think it's going to be 85 and hot today. But thank you for being here. But again, just a couple of notes on National Police Week. So in honor of the 282 names of police officers who are being added to the wall this year for a sacrifice in the line of duty, they'll also be joining the more than 24,000 names of fallen heroes that are already on the memorial. So to all the first responders, police, fire, and others that serve throughout the community, thank you for being here today. And with that, I'd like to introduce the retired FDNY Peter Dinati from Tunnels to Tower.
First of all, I want to thank Gurnee for having us back out to your exhibit, the 25th anniversary of your exhibit here. I came out 2 years ago with the foundation and the older exhibit. This year we have the new exhibit, and it was an absolute pleasure to be here. You turned out in great numbers, and I was thrilled. I really was. So to come back again this year, it's my honor. Thank you very much. There's a couple of people I'd like to thank for their efforts to bring the exhibit out here. That is ATI Restoration, Kim Colberts and Ryan Dean, Metro Paramedics, Kevin Hunter and Mike Tillman, the Northern Illinois Public Education Team, Lake County Fire Chiefs, the Lake County Chief of Police Association, and of course, to Trudy. You only need to say one name when you say Trudy. Everybody knows who she is, and her efforts were monumental to bring us out here again. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. So again, we have a new exhibit this year. It was just remodeled, was just built. I want to bring somebody out here to speak to you about it and about the foundation. He's kind of, pun intended, the wheels of the operation. He's our field manager. Prior to doing that though, I want to introduce you also to Tommy Del Grasso, retired captain from the FDNY. Tommy and myself will be giving you tours through the exhibit, as well as Billy will also. So just give a hand for our man, Bill Puppy.
I don't know how to follow that up. Thank you. This is our brand new exhibit, and to be honest, if I want to be, this is actually our first real stop. I was in Fort Worth last week for one of our foundation events, so I don't count that. So you guys are actually getting it for our very first stop of the year. This thing has been about a year in the making. It took about 7 months to build this. And it's very unique and very automated. I hope you like what you see inside. But the main mission of this exhibit is to bring notoriety to the foundation and what we do. I don't know if a lot of you guys know about our foundation, what we do. It started in 2002 because of the bravery of one young man, Stephen Siller. His family has taken this and basically just ran with it. We built smart homes for our amputee veterans. They are all automated, and when you come inside, they'll show you the features of those homes. Our Gold Star families, we build homes for them and or pay off mortgages if they already own a home. And the really cool part about anybody we build a home for, they choose their floor plan and they choose where they would like for it to be built, which is really awesome. We have our 9/11 Education Institute. We started that a few years ago because it was really disappointing that there were only 9 states in the United States of America that required 9/11 to be taught in their curriculum. So we started our own, and it's age appropriate from kindergarten through 12th grade. It's on our website, and folks, it is absolutely free. We charge for nothing, and I'm proud to say now that that program is used in 47 states and Puerto Rico now. So that's all. And we have another program we started a few years ago that's really special. It's really sad to say that in the United States of America we have over 40,000 homeless veterans. We started our homeless veterans program with the goal of every veteran that needs a home to have one. Right now we are in 20 states with villages that we're building, and we've even taken it a step further. If a homeless vet were to call the foundation today, tomorrow afternoon they'd be in an apartment. That's how quickly we make it happen. So our goal is to rectify that homelessness and to help anybody that we can. And it's really crazy. And I've been with the foundation 9 years, and when I first started, there were less than 100 employees. Now there are over 300. And folks, our percent is still 96 cents of every dollar we collect under those programs, which is pretty awesome. So thank you for letting us be here again. And I was promised by 2 young ladies last night at dinner that they were going to make it happen again, Trudy and Kim. No, I didn't mean to call you out. So we look forward to coming back. But thank you again for having us, and please come in, take a tour with us, and I think you'll, I don't want to say enjoy, and I don't want to say like, but I think you will learn a lot of things when you come in. Thank you.
All right, we're going off cuff a little bit here. My name is Mike. I'm a deputy chief of the Lake Forest Fire Department. We're doing a little something different. He's not expecting it, but 2 names come to mind when you think about the First Responders Expo. We talked about Trudy and all the work she puts in. This gentleman has been part of this, I think, the entire time. So this being the 25th, we thought it was appropriate to recognize our own chief, Fred Friedl, for his contributions in making this happen every year. So from all of us on the committee, and I think I speak for everybody out here, thank you for everything you've done to make this become a reality. Okay, with that, I think we're going to open everything up. Thank you guys for attending. Thank you to the police and fire for being here. We've got IDOT is here. We'll come around and we'll make announcements as to what time events are starting, but enjoy. Talk to the first responders out there. Thanks, everybody.
battalion show up with a chief officer, an ambulance obviously for transport, and then the crash rescue engine for extrication. The primary job is to take care of that patient. We want to remove the car from the patient, not necessarily the patient from the car. So we'll do what we can to disentangle. If we got, obviously we have somebody in there, we'll get a paramedic in with them, help stabilize, help keep them calm. We'll shroud them with a blanket, piece of plastic to keep the glass from getting at them. We want to try to get rid of that glass on our terms. If we work around it, it's going to shatter when we're not ready for it. So we can roll the window down into the door, pop it so all the shards end up inside. They're using the jaws of light here on the right with the blue band. Trying to get a purchase point so they can get the tips in there and pop it open. Same thing on the left of Lincolnshire. They're using some hand tools. They got a half-inch bar. They've got their jaws trying to create a pinch point. So they're trying to get a purchase point where they can get in there and
Brake flush is on the passenger side open. Guy up front is also using a sawzall. He's cutting away the windshield. The windshield is rattling the glass, so the glass is in the middle. Even though it's going to shatter, it's not going to fall in on it. It's going to stay intact. Other glass will shatter like you see. We're going to go ahead and pop the entire door to make the access area as large as possible so we can get in there. Same thing, they take the entire door. They stabilize the vehicle by putting some wedges under there. They want to keep it from rocking. Anything they can do to help keep a patient in better shape. He's got the spreader with the jaws up on what we call the C post. The A post separates the windshield from the driver's window. The B post will be behind the passenger side and the rear passenger. The C post and the final one on that thing will be a D as in David post. So you can speak with the other side and let them know what you're doing. A situation like this where we had two cars and people in critical condition in each car, we would definitely have two rigs, each working their own car. Two ambulances waiting for the patients.
Extrication demo, like about 45 minutes. And then we can push that. fire right inside. Not even running into the building. This was it. Extrication level with liquid function reduced, and then fake flux off about 45 points.
She's going to mark the evidence. You're just going to mark where the cars are, because when the cars come to rest, you start from there and you black it all up and you get where they impacted.
Right, and so when you see skid marks on the highway, an accident, they'll determine the length of the skid marks. Mark those, that can help determine the speed of the vehicle as you hit the other one. Just by the skid marks. Now, once you get all that, you determine, and what you said, there's two different types of things. A gouge, to use as you want on the impact, gouged into the concrete or the asphalt. A scratch would just be a long scratch. So that would lead to another area. We mark all of these different, like scratches will have one color paint, gouges have another color paint. She'll mark the tires for final resting place. So once we've got all of that as a big picture, you move everything. In the old days, you would measure everything by hand. Now you just move everything. Take the drone up. The drone takes multiple pictures up, back, and through the middle. It goes into a computer program called Pixel 4D, and it creates the accident portion. Shows you. But you also need the measurements. You have to have some measurements because you want to, like I said, this skid mark to here will show you the first point of impact, and you can use that to determine the speeds, depending on rain, this and that. And so we use it all to determine who is at fault. That's the thing we want to find out much was at fault, which sign so you can determine who was at fault. Like she said, if it was a DUI or if it was something else. We actually have medical events where somebody had a heart attack in the field. So you want to determine that so you know exactly what the accident, what caused the accident. And then you send it to a reconstruction person, which is a little bit higher than rates made. And when we can reconstruct the higher than all of everything.
From the crunch of the cars and where they are, you can determine the speeds from tire marks and all this stuff. So if you got somebody coming out of a plaza and they're looking both ways, but they don't see it, and all of a sudden this car is out of nowhere, you want to know how fast was that car coming.
Good morning,
So
everybody.
that car's going
Just a heads up, our community demo is going to be starting in 5 minutes.
But
This location
clearly
will take
see
a
that
look
it's
under the flag
clear
near the
to
911
turn out of the
center.
drive, but yet you got someone coming 75 miles an hour. Short fault. Are there charges that are going to be because of the speed? It's going way too fast. Of course, how fast the car is going is how serious your injuries are.
And of course, we also do what's called canvassing because we have a lot of accidents. Ring cameras will catch stuff. The traffic cameras will catch things. And actually, I believe the one in Highland Park they caught because of they got the picture of the car on the traffic camera, which caused the accident. So.
And all the cars, then we use all that information, and all the cars have a black box. And the black box is like an event data recorder. If there's an accident, it'll capture the event, and it can tell you if you're wearing a seatbelt. Yeah, all cars.
All cars.
It depends on the make and model of how much information that you can get. You can get how fast the car was going in the last 5 seconds. So our reconstruction, the paperwork that we do, and the math that we do, should align with the EDR. So we don't go by the event data recorder immediately because we still have to prove through our investigation that there was nothing that the event data.
So the totality of the two will show this is what happened. And yes, it records everything all the time.
You're
But
wearing your seatbelt when the airbags come off.
well, yeah, no, you still have to give permission depending on circumstances. It's, right.
Yeah,
It'll tell you brakes at this, brake to, it'll tell you exactly, brake 3 seconds before impact. Those are real cars. They just did that just now. Missed it, just tore it all apart.
Anybody have questions? Dash cameras, we do find those in cars right away. Like a lot of them have them.
Your semis, almost all of them have cameras. We had a semi that got hit in the rear. He had an actual camera on his rear view mirror that caught the accident. Oh yeah. Oh.
We got the drones up, baby.
Yep. All right. Any questions? Anything?
Got special paint for the drone?
Well, this is just for, I just bought this today, but we use spray paint, regular spray paint, usually yellow, white, green, the brighter colors work better because when the drone does come up, you can see it clear, like especially at night scenes. So we try and get Ernie's, use Ernie's and they count it, they bring out lighting, and that lights up our scene a little bit, but the drone can still capture with its own camera. Yes. That's somebody else's drone. My drone is flying, but that's the same thing we would use.
Yes. Don't want to fly 2 drones at the same time. Don't want to hit them. But like I said before, so we mark everything, and then the drone goes up and takes a lot of pictures. Goes up, goes back, goes middle, puts it in a computer program. That computer program draws the accident.
Like in the 2D, 3D, you can get a video from that as well to use in court.
But also, we take our own pictures ground level too. Exact same way. Up this side, and through the middle. Because you never know.
And we inspected the cars. We want to look at tires. We want to look at the seatbelts. Could there have been a vehicle malfunction? Some people might claim
sticker and a helmet. Yeah, we have sheets, full inspections of the vehicles. You know, what type of tires, what they're rated for. You know, were the seatbelts used? Were they locked? Were they cut? You know, because the firemen might have to cut a seatbelt if the person's trapped, and if they're cut, obviously the seatbelt was used. Airbag deployment. Were the lights on? You know, if it was night, you know, was the car turned on? Generally, though, the fireman will turn the car off just because it's safer for them. And so these are all the things that go into to determine, you know, the cause of the accident, how it happened,
and what would have prevented it from happening.
Correct.
If somebody going 10 miles less than they were doing, would that have avoided this accident?
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Holy cow. I want to thank Trudy for inviting us out here today and putting on a fantastic entire expo today. Why don't we give Trudy a hand? She's right up there. All right. My name is Mitch, and this is my canine partner, Gigi. 2 G's, no waiting. She is an accelerant sniffing canine. That's a great question, young man. What does an accelerant sniffing canine do? Thank you very much for asking. She sniffs for accelerants at fire scenes. Accelerants are everything from denatured alcohol all the way up to home fuel oil. She sniffs it out to determine whether or not there is or there is not an accelerant present in the fire. And that helps us out doing determinations of the origin and cause of the fire. Yes, young lady, you're just wondering, how old is she? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Gigi is 6 years old, and she's been working now for about 4 years. We cover the northeast part of Illinois, which is McHenry County, Lake County, Cook County, and Kane County. That's a great question. When did she start? She started in 2021. And we were trained. That's a great question, young lady. Where was she trained? Thank you for asking. She's trained at the Maine State Police Academy in Elford, Maine. All the way up in the state of Maine. How long is her training? Thanks for asking, young man. It's 200 hours, not 199, not 201, but 200 hours of training. They take the dogs right after puppy stage and they start to put them on. Kids, put your hands on your ears for me, kids. Okay, adults, she's on what they call food reward. All right, kids, take your hands down, which means when she does her job, whether it's in training or for real, she gets fed. Imagine if your kids did their homework and did their school chores and everything else if you fed them, right? So she's on food reward. So the pouch on my right side is actually her food pouch. That contains her food. We train 3 to 4 times a day, 7 days a week, so she's never starving, but she's never full. On the food reward means that her stomach tells her mind that she wants to find something, and when she finds something, she gets fed. Thank you very much for asking, young man. I appreciate that. All right, what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to ask you guys if you have any further questions. I'll be more than glad to answer them. If I don't know the right answer, I will make one up for you. How's that sound? Oh, that's a great question. Yes, sir. I'm sorry? You're putting thumbs up. There you go. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys a question. I'm going to ask for some volunteers, kid volunteers. I need some young volunteers to wash my car. I got the cleanest car in the division. That's why I always ask for help. I'm going to need about, you two guys come on up. Come on up, the guy with his thumbs up. How about somebody from back over here? Come on up, young man with the fire shirt on. You want to join us? All right. I need a few more volunteers. All right, you guys come on up. Come on, sir. Yeah, come on this side. There you go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys go shoulder to shoulder and face the audience. Can you guys run fast? All right. There you go. We'll find out what happens. You want to join us on the end? Okay. Can you grab this real quick? Thank you, Scott. All right, guys, do me a favor. We're going to line you guys up. We're going to face the audience. We're going to kind of do it on the face the audience. You're on camera. You can turn around. Yeah, I can. That'll hit you like that one. Come on back here. All right. Now we curve up a little bit this way so these guys can see it. You guys, let's curve back this way a little bit. All right, I need the most suspicious person looking in the crowd. You, sir, the sunglasses. Come on over here. You go right over here in the middle here. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to have these guys stand there and we're going to do what they call a suspect examination. So our Gigi's going to sniff these guys out to see if there's anything on them. So you guys put your hands down your side. And if she stops on you, just start running. All right, come here, G. Remember, y'all volunteer. We seem to have a problem here. Right here. Something on this gentleman right here. We're going to have to figure out what's going on here. Hold on, guys. Don't go anywhere. Trudy, get in. We're going to pass out some ball cards for the volunteers here. All right, guys. I want to give everybody a hand for helping me out here. Everybody can go with this young man right now. All right, guys. Thank you. I'm going to give one more hand, guys.
I want to go to bed.
So what happened earlier today, I put something on his shoe in order for her to find something. So to my knowledge, he's not out setting fires in your community. So let's give him a big hand for being a volunteer. You also get a ball card, how about that? Remember that you say, now I got a question for everybody here right now. How many of you guys have smoke detectors at home? Raise your hand. If you have smoke detectors, raise your hand. How many of you guys have smoke detectors at home that work? We do. Just because you have a smoke detector doesn't mean it works. I want you guys to go home after seeing everything here today and check your smoke detectors, because smoke detectors save lives. Thank you very much for everything. Everybody be safe. Thank you very much. Yes, you can pet the dog.
All right, how's everybody doing today? We're going to get started with our canine demo. My name's Danny Sebecki. I'm one of the canine trainers at Tops Kennel in Grays Lake. We're the place that trains the majority of all the police dogs around this area. In a few minutes, you're going to meet Travis and his partner, Hawk, from the Gurnee Police Department. What's going to happen today is I'm going to tell you guys a little about our program, where we get our dogs, what they go through. After that, we'll show you some obedience, on and off leash. After the obedience work, we'll show you some of the drug work, how we train these dogs to smell our drugs. And then at the end, I'll have my partner Rick put a suit on, and we'll let the dog bite him. You guys want to see that? Yeah! Of course you do, because you don't have to put the suit on. All right, I'm going to tell you a little about our program. We use German Shepherds over any other breed. Reason why we use German Shepherds. They can stand the heat as well as the cold. Dobermans can't stand the cold unless they're raised up in the cold, while others can't stand the heat unless they're raised up in the heat. Our weather changes all year round. German Shepherds can adapt to that weather. Once we find the dog we like, this dog goes through 3 months of pre-training. Pre-training is where myself and other canine trainers at the kennel start training this dog in his obedience. If you don't have an obedient dog, you do not have a police dog. After the 3 months of pre-training, that's where the officer comes in, meets his dog for the very first time. When he meets his dog, we tell him, take your dog home, take it to the police department, let everybody pet this dog. After the first day, we do not allow anyone to pet our dogs. Reason why? If I let everybody here after this demo come up and pet Hawk, then he got called to go look for a bad person, how's the dog know the good person from the bad person? So we still are the only kennel that believes in people not to pet police dogs. The only ones that are allowed to pet this dog is his immediate family and immediate friends. After he meets his partner, him and his partner go through another 8-week course. During the 8-week course, the dog already knows a lot of his stuff. We have to train the handler to train his dog now. So some of the things that this dog knows that I can't show you today is going to be the tracking, area search, article search, building search, and cadaver. And I'm going to tell you guys a little about those. Tracking. Everybody's got skin particles called RAVs. Everybody's got their own smell to them. This is what the dog's smelling for. He's smelling for skin particles. So the first thing the officer's going to do when he gets to the scene, he's going to ask for the last point they seen the person, and Hawk can pick up a track from that spot. If Hawk has an article to smell, like a brush or a hat, he can smell that article and pick up that scent and that scent only. This dog will track all the way until he loses the scent or he finds the person. What I mean by losing the scent, let's say a person had a car down the road, they jumped in the car and they drove away. This dog's going to track all the way to where that person got in the car. How's the officer going to know? His dog's going to lie down at the end. Area search, let's say the person just robbed the bank and they ran into the woods. The officers don't know what part of the woods they're in. He's going to start an area search. He's going to find which way the wind's blowing. He'll make sure the wind's blowing in the dog's face. The reason why? The harder you run, the harder you sweat, easier for a Hawk to find you. So if you think you're going to sit out in that field and not sweat, I guarantee when you hear this dog start barking, you're going to start sweating. So what he'll do, he'll make 3 announcements. He'll say, this is the Gurnee Police Canine Unit. You got 5 seconds to give yourself up. If you don't give yourself up in those 3 announcements, he's going to do a zigzag back and forth through that field. Once this dog catches the scent, this dog's going to go right to the scent. Once this dog finds you, this dog will bite you. So we rather the person to give up before these dogs bite somebody. Cadaver, let's say somebody's swimming in the water, they go down, nobody's seen them for hours. Our dogs can smell out the top of the water and find somebody down at the bottom. What happens to oil from your body rises to the top of the water, the dogs kind of give the general location where the person is. This dog goes home with the officer every single night. Technically, this dog belongs to the Gurnee Police Department, so if they want to take the dog, they can take the dog. If the officer retires tomorrow, his dog retires tomorrow. Then he becomes a household dog at home. The dog you see here today is a black and tan. There's 4 different colors of German Shepherds. There's a black and tan, there's all black, there's sable, and there's white. Does anybody know which color we do not use as a police dog? White. Do you know the reason why? Why don't we use white? A lot of our officers work at nighttime. We don't want a white dog out there in the middle of the woods. Easier for the bad person to see the dog. All right, we're going to show you a little obedience. The dog's trained on the officer's left side because his gun's on his right side. He has to have free hand of his weapon at all times. He's going to walk forward, make him heel. He'll stop, make him sit. Wherever this officer stands, the dog will always come back to his left side. So if you tell him to sit, stay, step on the opposite side of him. And tells him to heel. He'll spin around and come right back to his left side. If you tell him to stay one more time, step 2 steps to the right. And tells him to heel. He'll come right back to his left side. If you tell him to stay one more time, step over the dog so the dog's in between them. And tells him he's going to give him a little snap. We give our dogs 1 chance and 1 chance only. If this dog does anything wrong during this demo, he will be corrected because it's life or death out there. So we don't give our dogs more than 1 chance. And he's going to tell him to heel. Hawk's been doing so many demos, he knows what's coming up. He'll walk forward, make him heel. He'll do a bow turn. He'll stop, make him sit. Now all of our dogs know hand signals. How do you teach a dog a hand signal? Not yet. Way ahead of me there, Travis. And he's going to walk to the end of his leash. And he's going to give him a hand and voice to down. Down. He's going to walk back around him. He's going to praise him for listening. He'll walk forward, make him heel. He'll stop, make him sit. This time he'll down him. He'll walk in front of him again. He'll give him a hand and voice to raise him. He'll call him to him with a hand and voice. And he'll finish him with a hand and voice. Now as our dogs do get on leash, they have to get off leash. He'll take the leash off. He'll walk forward, make him heel. He'll do a left about. He'll stop, make him sit. Now where do our hand signals come in? Let's say he has to search a building and he don't want the people inside to know where he is. All he's got to do is give his dog a hand signal. He's going to tell him stay. He's going to go 2 feet. He's going to lower him with just a hand. Raise him with just a hand. Call him with just a hand. And finish him with just a hand. So we don't have to talk to our dogs to get him to listen to us. He'll walk forward, make him heel. He'll do a bow turn. He can put his dog in a stand stay as he's walking. And he'll stop. Where does the stand stay come in? Let's say he has to lift his dog up to get him through a window or whatever. He just puts his dog in a stand stay. He goes underneath the dog, lifts him up, puts him in the window. He's going to walk back around. He'll walk forward, make him heel. He'll do another bow turn. He'll stop, make him sit. He'll put his leash back on. Now this is my favorite part. Let's see if Travis has been doing his homework. If the officer walks backwards, his dog should walk backwards. Yep. Let's give a big hand to Officer Travis and his partner, Hawk. So now what's going to happen, he's going to tell him stay, he's going to go to the end of his leash, and I'm going to count to 3, and he's going to pull his favorite toy out and play with his dog. 1, 2, 3. There we go. How long will this officer play with his dog? If him and his partner are doing a mile and a half track, he's going to play with the dog all the way back to the squad car. The officer's going to get tired before his dog will. You want to play for another half an hour? No? Okay. All right, the next thing we're going to show you guys is the narcotics part of our demo. Guys, when we do the mic work, okay, so we're going to do a narcotics part of a demo. The kind of drugs that we use during training and demos is called a pseudo drug. It looks like, it smells like, but it's not having an effect on the dog. If the dog gets a hold of this drug, nothing's going to happen to him. If the dog gets a hold of some real drugs in real life, he's going to have to take his dog to the hospital right away. All these dogs have to get certified on the real drugs before they hit the road though. So what's going to happen, we're going to go back to the first day we started training Hawk to smell out drugs. I'm going to take a little of this pseudo drugs, I'm going to sprinkle in the box, he's going to throw me his toy, I'm going to tease the dog with the toy, I'm going to throw the toy in the box. He's going to walk up with his dog's going to reach in, grab the toy. When he grabs the toy, what's he smell? The drugs. He doesn't know why, he just knows every time he smells drugs, he gets his toy. And he goes up and he gets his toy. Let's give a big hand to the officer and his partner. So now while he's playing with his dog, I'm going to put 2 more boxes out. I'm going to take the contaminated box. I'm going to put it at the end. I'm going to put a toy in it. This time when he throws me his toy, I'm going to tease the dog again with the toy, but I'm going to act like I put the toy in the first box. This is how we train a police dog to smell out drugs. So he goes to the first box, nothing there. Second box, nothing there. Third box, he gets his toy. Let's give another big hand to the officer and his partner. So now what's going to happen, I'm going to take these boxes, turn them upside down, take the contaminated box away. I have a box that has his favorite toy in it already. It's all taped up. The only way for the dog to get his toy out is to rip it open. You guys want to see that? Yeah! Come on, I know I got more people. You guys want to see this dog rip this box open? Yeah! Alright, so what's going to happen is he's going to start over by his squad car. Wherever he points his hand, his dog has to smell. He's not going to move on till the dog smells where he points his hand. So you grown-ups that drive, picture this last box, your brand new car you just bought, and you had to open it. A lot of people always say an officer doesn't have a right to search my car without proper cause and your permission. You're totally right, they don't. But a police dog can. They call free air around your vehicle. When the dog indicates on the outside of the vehicle, they have every right to go in. How will the officer know if his dog's indicating? He's going to leave his nice little claw marks going down the side of your vehicle. So he'll start over by his squad car, he'll point out a few, and then he'll come to the boxes. My job as a trainer is to hide drugs anywhere I can. 99% of the time when the officer misses the drugs, it's their fault. It's not the dog's fault. And he's going to come to the box. He can point out the ground. First box, nothing there. Second box, nothing there. Third box, hold it down. All right, chair him on. He likes to be chaired on. He's got 2 boxes to go through. There we go. Let's give a big hand to Travis and his partner, Hog. The dog gets to have all the fun while I get to clean up. All right, you guys ready for the fun part? I said, are you guys ready for the fun part? All right, there's a lot of fire trucks to go look at, a lot of police vehicles. What are you guys waiting for? You guys want to see the dog bite? I do too, because I don't have to take the bites today. Alright, so this is my bad guy, Rick. Rick's going to play our bad guy. So the first thing we're going to show you guys, we're going to pretend Travis does a traffic stop. The guy in the car is refusing to come out of the car. He's going to send his dog in the car to bite the bad guy and bring him out. This dog is going to bring him all the way back to Travis. He's going to put his dog on a long line, so when he is ready, he can pull his dog back to him and he don't have to go up to that car. I need everybody back here to move to the side, please. Door open. Long line. And pull you all the way. Yeah, in the car and then he'll drive you out. All right, so what's going to happen, he's going to fire his dog up. He's going to give the bad guy 3 warnings to come out of that car. When he doesn't come out, he's going to send his dog. The harder he bites. And remember, this is the only time you can pet one of our police dogs. The only time this dog's going to come out is when the officer says, hey, move out this way. Move out this way.
Bad guy, stop biting my dog.
He's coming. And let's give a big hand to Travis, Hawk, and Rick. Let me guess, you guys want to see another one, right? That was probably only 20 people. Anybody else want to see another one? All right, they say, what happens if the car is all locked up and the person can't, and the dog can't get through? We have the sunroof open. So what's going to happen is Rick's going to stand through the sunroof. He's going to make his announcements. He's going to send the dog up the front of the vehicle to bite the dog. Just do it. He's going to give the bad guy 3 warnings to come out of that sunroof. Look at all that slobber. He's ready. Here we go. Remember, the harder he fights, the harder he bites. Everybody wants to know about how much pounds of pressure. Put your car tire running over your arm and stopping on it. It's about 1,000 pounds and up. Let's give another big hand to Travis, Hawk, and Rick.
Good boy.
You guys want to see one more? We'll show you one more before we answer any questions. You'll be out, yeah. We're going to do this one with no sleeve, Rick. All right, the next one we're going to show you, they say, what happens if the officer is out on a traffic stop and the person decides to jump on him? How does the dog get out of the back of the squad car? All of our squad cars are equipped with door pops. So if the officer's out on a traffic stop and the person decides to jump on him, he's got a little button on his bulletproof vest that pops open the back passenger door, and the dog comes and saves his life. Let's just hope the door opens right now. Our job as trainers is to try to keep him away from that door pop. All right, here we go.
Starting here. Hey, get away from me. Hey, get away from me. Hey, wait, no, Marshal. No, oh my gosh. Ow.
Here he comes. Let's give a big hand to Travis, Hawk, and Rick. Lisa. A lot of people want to know where our dogs bite you. This dog will bite you anywhere he can. If you kick the dog, he's going to bite you in your leg. You headbutt the dog, he'll bite you in your head. We hope that these dogs do not go that far. We'd rather you give up before these dogs bite you. And let's give another big hand to Travis, Hawk, and Rick. Yes? Yeah. Okay. If you guys have any questions, you're more than welcome to come up and talk to us. Please do not approach the dog. If you guys want to get a picture with the officer and his partner, we ask that you line up over here. We will bring you into the dog and the officer. You will stand on the officer's side, not the dog's side. So if you'd like to get a picture, please line up over here. If you have any questions, please come on up and talk to us. Thank you guys for having us again. Another big hand to Travis, his partner Hawk, and Rick.
Ready to go on the stage for a little bit, dude? Come on. Stand.
All right, welcome everyone. Thanks for having us out here. Thanks for coming out to this big event. Always a good event. I'm Eric Hofer. I'm with the Northern Illinois Fire Sprinkler Advisory Board. So what we do is we educate and advocate about fire sprinklers in all occupancies. But what a lot of people don't understand is you can get fire sprinklers in your home. And here in Lake County, you are one of the leaders in the nation for fire sprinklers in homes and protecting your families. So if you live in a new home in unincorporated Lake County, you'll now have sprinklers being installed in those new construction homes. If you're building one, as well as many of the individual communities throughout Lake County. So let's give it a hand to the fire service here in Lake County. Not only are they leaders in the fire service, but they're leaders in fire prevention. So we really appreciate all that Lake County fire officials do. With that, we're going to show you a demonstration today. This demonstration is going to show you why it is so important to get out of a house quickly and have methods that are going to allow us to control fires, and that's with the fire sprinklers. So we're going to show you two rooms. One is unprotected. This is going to go to flashover. Flashover is the point where the whole room ignites in flames. At that point, it is no longer survivable for even the firefighters in their full gear. It is going to get so hot, and the entire room is going to turn, the gases that are coming off the furniture are going to ignite, and that room is just going to turn into flames. Right, then we are going to show you a sprinklered room. Now a sprinklered room, this one only has one sprinkler. These can cover up to a 20 by 20 room. That red bulb in there is individually heat activated. So when this ceiling temperature reaches 155 degrees, you are going to see this sprinkler pop, put water on the fire, control it. A lot of times it will extinguish it, but at the very least it will control it to its area of origin. And by cooling that fire, unlike what you see in Hollywood movies, the rest of the sprinklers are not going to go off. They're individually activated by heat, so we cannot set off sprinklers by smoke. We cannot set off sprinklers all at once. It just does not happen that way. That's Hollywood adding extra drama. All right, so when we're talking about fires in today's homes, they grow faster than ever, and that's because this furniture is different. We can build a concrete box that we're going to live in and say it is fireproof. It's not about what the box is made of that we're living in, it's about what we are putting in those homes. That's all petroleum-based plastic. It might be nice and soft, but it's petroleum-based plastic. It burns hot, it burns fast, and it burns very toxic. You will see that in the black smoke. So it's very important that you understand you have less time than ever to get out of a house fire. Years ago, you might have 10 or 12 minutes. Nowadays, you might have as little as 2 to 3 minutes. You also know we have new technologies in our homes. Lithium-ion batteries, when they have a fire with a lithium-ion battery, it's usually becoming deadly in as little as 2 minutes. So, what can we do to arm ourselves? What can we do to be fire safe? Obviously, we want to put sprinklers in our home if we can, but if you don't have that as an option, early warning is very important. Kids, what's this called? It's your smoke detector, right? This is going to alert you to a fire, and it's going to give you that early warning that's important to tell you to get out of the home. Now, the other thing is, we need to have a well-practiced escape plan. So you need to have that meeting place in front of the home. Make sure that you have somewhere where you're going to meet, and the fire department is going to see you and know that you are out of that home. So we need all those pieces of the fire safety to allow ourselves time to get out of the home. All right, so with that, I'm going to have Jamie Brown from the National Fire Sprinkler Association talk about what is the timeline of a fire. I said it's quick, but how does that relate to a fire department response time?
Like Eric said, I'm Jamie Brown with the National Fire Sprinkler Association. I've also been in the Illinois Fire Service for the last 32 years. That's why I talk about the fire service aspect. So if the fire starts in your home, it takes about 1 minute for that smoke detector to go off. Okay? After that, it takes you about a minute to realize it's going off and getting out of the building. So now we're at 2 minutes. Once you're outside, you're calling 911, and then once you reach call 911, it takes up 1 minute to dispatch the fire department. Okay? So now we're at the 3-minute mark. At that point, the fire department is notified, the cones of the station go off, and then they go to respond. National standard is 1 minute during the day, 2 minutes at night for them to get out of the firehouse. We'll say it's a nighttime fire, so there's 2 minutes getting out of the firehouse, we're at 5 minutes. The average response time for a municipal fire department nationwide is 3 to 5 minutes. Let's take that average, let's go with 4 minutes, we're at 9 minutes. At 9 minutes, they arrive on scene, they deploy a hose line to the fire out. It takes approximately about a minute.
In a couple of minutes, okay? We're going to want something like this on fire.
Now we're at 10 minutes. If you look on the door there, that's our timeline. When does the flashover? Eric, explain what a flashover is. A flashover happens at 4 minutes when the fire department is leaving the firehouse. That's why it's important to have the whole fire sprinkler. That way we can put the fire out. So what we're going to do during the demonstration is, I'm going to keep a time. And then when everything happens, as far as the fire development, I'm going to be announcing the time that happens. So you can see how quickly it's going to spread, it's going to burn and reach that flashover. I understand this is a smaller room. We do that for that effect, so it goes a little bit faster, right, for your display. But there, we're going to go ahead and start the non-sprinkler side first. Start the fire. As soon as we see smoke, I'm going to start that timer. Okay? So, Eric.
All right, so what we're going to do here now is we are going to start with what we call our flashover room, our unprotected room. So this is, keep in mind how fast this room is. We have a little bucket back there to simulate a garbage can. This is a little Home Depot bucket. We're going to light the fire. All there is in there is newspaper. We have a curtain that's made out of cloth, cotton cloth, That is all we're igniting, and then we're going to catch couches on fire, and you will see that smoke start to change color, start to bank down, and then see that fire start to take over that room. So with that being said, we got our fire crews ready. We're going to light the fire in the back of the room. Jamie's going to start the watch, and we're going to watch how fast this grows. Now you are going to feel this heat, so be prepared. You are going to feel this heat from this far back. So we're just lighting it with the little flare through the back of the hole. All right, fire is lit. Timer started. All right, so we're seeing a little bit of white smoke from that newspaper in that garbage. And now we can see the flames climbing up the back. 20 seconds. 20 seconds in, we're hearing that smoke alarm, that early warning. Now a lot of fires happen while we're in bed, while we're sleeping. Are you going to hear this right away? You might not. So as soon as you hear this, you got to make sure you're reacting quickly, practicing that escape plan. Now we hear that smoke detector right now. I can promise you, in less than a minute, we're not going to hear it anymore because it's going to melt. Now we see that smoke changing color, bending down in that room. Keep in mind, we don't have a fourth wall in here. So imagine how that smoke would be building up and extending into other rooms. 1 minute. So that fire has communicated itself to both of the couches now in that room. As that cloth fell down and caught those couches on fire. So again, remember, it's not about how we build the box. We can have a fire-safe home, it's all concrete, we think it's fire-safe, but once we start putting this furniture in there, it becomes deadly very quick. Alright, we are a minute 30 in, we're going to let this roll a little bit longer. We are now at flashover, this is a minute 30. The fire department cannot be there that quickly. Alright guys. Alright, we are now at 2 minutes. I'd love to think these guys could get there that quick, but it's just not possible. Even if they are right next door, by the time you discover that fire, by the time you call 911, they dispatch, these guys get all their gear on, it is not possible. So just keep in mind, we've got to arm ourselves with everything we can to get out of the home quickly.
They know it's hotter than last time. Being let go.
Now you're going to see the destruction that's left behind this. Anybody notice that smoke detector stopped sounding? Once it melts, there's no more alert. Now, if you experience this fire in your home, it is not going to stay to one room. It is going to travel across. We now have newer homes where there's not as many walls, or what we call compartmentation. So that fire spreads from one room to the next much easier than in the homes of the past where you had a kitchen and a living room separate from each other. Now they're right next to each other with no wall in between. So we're going to have much of the house looking like this. And imagine if this was 7 or 8 minutes before the fire department got there. The whole house is going to look like this. So, if you have this happen, you can imagine that this is going to take some time to recover from. And unfortunately, we often see it could be a year or more before somebody is able to move back into this home, if they are able to move back in. All right, oftentimes it's a rebuild situation. Now what we're going to show you next is the sprinklered room. Now in this sprinklered room, again, a single fire sprinkler is going to get to 155 degrees, and it is going to cool and control not only the fire, but it is also going to control the smoke. We are not going to see that black smoke like we saw over here. We're gonna give them a little more time to cool this off, so just stick with us. Give them about another half minute so that we can make sure that that is good and cooled down.
Like here's just saying, the average, national average, if you live in a home without fire sprinklers and you have a fire, you're out of your home on average 12 to 18 months. Average. If you're protected by a fire sprinkler, the national average is 7 to 10 days. And that's just because of water coming out.
Alright, so now we're going to go over here to the sprinkler room. Now one thing I forgot to mention, this is not putting out a lot of water. While this is putting out 15 to 20 gallons per minute, that may sound like a lot. I know it does. I think 15 to 20 gallons per minute, I think about, well, that's a lot of water to clean up. But this is putting water on the fire so we don't get the fire damage. We can clean up the water that's caused by this. You saw how much water they used over there? We're talking 250 gallons per minute, and everything's already been destroyed. We're just trying to control it now. So just keep in mind, this is something that's going to limit it. It's going to use less water. We're going to get that fire started right now.
Right. They're going to start going to the other one, okay? So this one does a sprinkler.
Same thing, newspaper in a garbage can, cloth curtain. The only difference is now we have a sprinkler up in the ceiling.
That one has a sprinkler. Did that one?
This one does. The other one did not. No, this one does. Do you hear that little beeping coming from the fire department, from the firefighter side? So those are little things you see them shaking those things?
All right, we've got smoke starting, so we're going to start the clock. You see that smoke coming up behind that curtain? Coming out of that garbage can. Smoke 10 seconds. Smoke detector, 10 seconds this time. You saw those flames reach the ceiling, and almost immediately as they hit that ceiling, that fire got knocked out. Now this is going to give you needed time to get safely out of the home. You want to get out, you still want to follow your escape plan, and be there when the fire department arrives. Let them shut the system down, because if this gets embedded in a couch or something, it won't let it get out of the couch, but you're gonna make sure that that fire is completely out before you go back in. Let the fire department do their job. We'll keep it controlled until then. See the difference in the smoke? Right at this point, it's pretty much just steam. We're gonna shut off supply to the sprinkler system, and as we do that, we want to give you a chance, as we're finishing up here, to give the firefighters a chance to make sure it's fully out, but then in a minute or two we'll allow you to step up and see the difference between these two. Now that couch over there, we didn't even get through all the fuel, all the foam and everything in it. You're going to see that the couch over here is unaffected.
The smoke alarm went off in 10 seconds. Sprinkler head went off in 6 seconds.
So they're just going to pull that garbage can out, that bucket out, and in this case all they need is a little pump can full of water to ensure it's out. But I encourage you, as they're doing this, come on, step on up, stay a little bit back, away from the debris down below. And understand that if you have the option to build a new home, that's it.
All right, we'll see you later.
So kind of keep it like right here if you don't mind. Alright everybody, we're going to be doing the demo. So we're the Waukegan Fire Department bomb team. So the toolbox right there is going to be our simulated suspicious package. So our bomb tech is already geared up. He's going to go down and take an x-ray of it. So he's going to demonstrate how we do that. gonna trip him up. He's also gonna be listening, trying to hear any ticking or anything along those lines. So now he's gonna place the panel for the x-ray, trying to get as big of a picture of that package as possible. Place the actual machine now. He's gonna set it. Now he's gonna back away. All right, so now we took the x-ray. It's gonna go and retrieve it. Very careful not to disturb the box. So then at this point, we're going to take that x-ray into the truck. We're going to put it up on our computer. We're going to look at it, looking for various different components, seeing if there is explosives in there, seeing if there is a trigger, seeing if there's a battery, any other types of components that might be in there. That's going to dictate how we're going to treat this package. It might be nothing, it might be an actual explosive. At which point we're going to do one of two things. We're either going to come back down, place a shot based on that x-ray so that we're trying to take out specific components. We're either going to do that with the regular barrel, or we're going to do it with one of the robots based on what we see in that x-ray. If it's not safe for us to go back down in the suit, we're going to send the x-ray to do the work for us, or the robot to do the work for us. Yep. All right, guys, push back a little bit. So he's going to demonstrate like we're going out to actually take a shot on the package. We're not going to take a shot today. There's not enough room to do it safely with everybody around. Gets too close, he's going to try and get his arm as close to possible as per he's going to ultimately run it. If you look at this arm here, this right here is the actual barrel that the shot would be coming out of. So the intent is to take a shot at it and disrupt the package, targeting specific components that's going to keep it from exploding. Is at the top third of the package. From inside of our truck, I have a camera on the edge of this and I'm able to line it up perfectly with the bullseye to make sure that I get the top third of it to the center of the package. Basically, it's not safe enough for us to go up, open up that package and try to disarm it by hand. We can blow the top off and basically knock the components out before it has a chance to detonate. Other times we would use the robot instead of going down range in a suit. It would be maybe a radiological issue, or as I was walking up, I heard your stereotypical ticking. If I heard ticking, I would think that maybe someone had a tiny device in there, or if I saw an antenna sticking out, I would be thinking that someone was trying to set it off. So in those cases, I would back out before getting down range. We would reassess this and we would come unfortunately,
What do you shoot out?
just didn't allow for it. So it's any. So she asked what we shoot out of there. It can be anything from water to different types of metals and everything, based on what we're seeing with the X-ray as well as what the actual container is.
With the hard plastic or a metal package, we're going to pack something with a little bit more power. If it's just a cardboard box, then it's a little bit less. And depending on what we see inside the package as well. When we take our X-ray and we go back, we're able to see different components that may be inside. Wires, pipes, batteries, stuff like that. What is it used to propel it then? Basically a slug. Slug and water.
I know.
Yes, what propels it? Yep. Shots. Yep.
And do you have all those things equipped right out here? Do you have to pick like which machine you're going to use? Or what you're going to use?
It's the whole situation itself. So like I said, we also have one that we can set up on a tripod. So that barrel that's on there, we have multiple of those. We have one that we can set up on the smaller robot too, if it's a more confined space or something, that we can't get the full-size robot on there. In that case, we would have to outfit that robot with that particular tool. But otherwise, we have the portable one. So he could have, if we didn't see anything suspicious, that, like you said, an antenna sticking out, we didn't hear ticking, so we're not worried about somebody activating it when we're down close to it, or it being a timed device. We can go back down, he's going to come down, he's going to place that tripod with that shot on it, he's going to back out, he's going to go back into the truck with me, and we're going to take the shot from there. So again, the ultimate idea is that we're not wanting it to go boom. So that's why we're looking at the X-ray, and like you said, you're looking at that top third of it. But we can also, if it's a bigger container or something like that, we can have more panels that we can spread out to do a picture of the entire thing, make a grid pattern basically, and then we can sit there and actually use a laser to make a grid pattern on there, so that we can, on that X-ray, we can look at it and say this is exactly where that shot needs to go.
Okay, if you can spell your name and say your position, please.
Kelsey Castrejon, K-E-L-S-E-Y. Castrejon is C-A-S-T-R-E-J-O-N. I'm the Director of Marketing and Business Development here at Gurnee Mills.
Can you give me a summary of the Expo today?
Yeah, we're very excited. We have police and fire. We have over 50 different vehicles out here. We have a whole list of demonstrations, and we're thrilled to welcome the 9/11 Never Forget Tunnels to Towers mobile exhibit here this year.
And Kelsey, can you tell me what's changed for this year's Expo versus previous years?
Yes, so last year we did not have the 9/11 exhibit, and we're excited to have them again this year. And we have more than 50 vehicles out here. Before it's been about 40, so we're thrilled to expand that partnership with all of our community partnerships, and we are excited to have them back again next year.
And Kelsey, what made you guys want to combine both the fire and law enforcement Expo?
Yeah, that's a great question. So law enforcement and fire, they always work well together. They need both of each other. We had our Law Enforcement Expo in September, and we would host that inside, and we had the Fire Expo out here in May. And it's just a perfect partnership to join both of them at our May event.
And can you tell me what went into the preparation of this Expo?
Yes, yeah, lots of planning. So we started planning back in August last year. We have a full committee, and we are thrilled to have both police and fire representation as well as our Gurnee Mills team together.
And what's the main goal that you hope to accomplish from this Expo?
This is a community event, and that's what we're here for. Gurnee Mills is a community partner, and all of the fire departments throughout the county, as well as into Wisconsin, are here to support all the communities and the community members that are joining us today.
And Kelsey, looking into the future, are there any big changes planned for any future expos?
We got to keep that a secret. We're always trying to make it better. We would love to continue to partner with the Tunnels to Tower Never Forget mobile exhibit. So we're working on trying to bring them back, but we're always trying to make it bigger and better, and we will absolutely deliver that for our community.
And Kelsey, in your opinion, what's the most exciting part about this expo?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. All of the demonstrations are my favorite part, and seeing all the communities come together and working together to serve our community as well.
Do you have anything to add?
I don't think so. I just thank you for being here.
Thank you. If you can go ahead and state your name, spell it, and your position, please.
Friedl, F-R-I-E-D-L, and Deputy Fire Chief with the Beach Park Fire Protection District.
And can you tell me about the fire rescue side of this expo today?
Well, the fire rescue side, the Fire Expo is, what we look at is a lot of public education. This is a great opportunity for families to come out and, again, experience public education events, not only for the mom and dad, but for the children.
And can you tell me, talk about more which fire departments are here participating in the expo?
Okay, we have just about every department within Lake County that's here. We also have Pleasant Prairie, Bristol, both from Wisconsin, but those are departments that we work with on a fairly regular basis. Lake Villa, Beach Park, Lake Forest, Waukegan, I can go on and on. But we really have a full representation of all Lake County departments.
And Chief, can you tell me which demo today do you like the most?
Which one do I like the most? I have to say probably the side-by-side, because I think it gives, everybody likes to see the fires in there, but it also gives families an idea of what fire sprinklers in their home can do. And that's a positive. We definitely like to see that.
Can you tell me what's the most exciting part about this expo?
I think just seeing the people here, the families, and as they're walking around and experiencing, being able to talk to, again, different fire agencies, getting involved in the smokehouse, the safety house for the kids, where they're learning stop, drop, and roll and how to escape. That's all important.
And Chief, what's a big takeaway from this demo that you want people to know?
Well, we want them to take away hopefully they will take away some education from this event.
And Chief, do you have anything to add?
No, well, I thank you. And I mean, for those of you that weren't able to come out, hopefully next year, and we'll be doing this in May again, that'll be our 26th year, we'd like to see you.
Thank you, Chief. Can you go ahead and state your name and do spell for the camera and state your position as well?
Sure. It's Brian Smith, Brian Smith, and I am the police chief in the village of Gurnee. And I also represent the Lake County Chiefs of Police Association as the president.
And Chief, can you tell me about the police side of this expo?
Yeah, I think it's really about being out in the community and building those relationships, having an opportunity to interact with our community members, obviously our fellow first responders as well, but just to spend time with community members, to allow them to see the personal side of a police officer.
And Chief, can you talk about the police or law enforcement agencies participating today?
Yeah, so we have about 30 police agencies that are here. A little bit of everything, small, medium, and some of the larger ones. And we also have some agencies from Wisconsin, just north of the border.
And Chief, are there any plans in the future to add more police demos? I know there was the K9 demo and the Major Crash Assistance Team demo. Are there any plans to add more?
So I think we're always open to suggestions or recommendations on what we can add, what we can do to get the community more engaged, to get those that are visiting here more interested in the first responder side of our professions. And so that's something that we're always looking at, but nothing specific that would be on the table for next year yet.
And in your opinion, what's the most exciting part of this expo?
I would go back to the relational side of things. Just the opportunity to spend time with the kids, the families, the community members, fellow first responders, and build those relationships. Allow everybody to see us as just people who are working in a profession who serve others.
And what's one big takeaway that you want people to know?
that's our goal here. I think, I'll speak from the village of Gurnee. We have a very service-oriented police department. Our goal is to serve others, and we have a job to do. But our most important job is building relationships and being there when people need us.
And Chief, do you have anything to add for this interview?
Thank you for your time. Thank you for reaching out and asking me to speak to me. And now that's it. So thank you.
Thank you.